I'm joined by the company's Chief Executive, Bernard Chalez. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Morning.
As you were just telling me then a few seconds ago, it's all happening in Asia, isn't it, right now for you?
Incredible traction in Asia, especially in India, Korea, and Japan is back. And of course, China, but
Japan is back. That's interesting. Are you doubtful at all about Japan or not?
Well, Japan was especially bad last year. But clearly, I think many companies there are planning their future products. And as we are part of the product lifecycle management, it's about innovation, basically. I think they have an incredible product plan for the future.
What about Europe and what about the US as well, your two other big areas?
Europe, good numbers, 20% growth, on above 25% in America. I will say Europe, resilient, was quite stable last year, despite the very difficult year. And it's really a good dynamic in Europe, but we see really a strong dynamic in America too.
You're using the word resilient for Europe. That tells me you're tempered in your outlook. Is that right? Is there a little bit of caution there among your clients?
I don't think so. I think that really there is a very strong dynamic looking forward about what are the future products all those companies should be delivering. And as we are part of the product creation process, they need to plan for that. And I think when I say resilient for Europe, I think if on the last 3 years, it has been more stable than anywhere else.
And you're a real gauge, as you say, because to plan, they need to hire you to instigate their planning, and you're big in automotive, you're big in aerospace. Are both those two industries then showing healthy signs right now?
Very positive sign, no doubts about it in automotive. But I would notice that our diversification in the pharma sector, in the construction sector, high-tech sector, is really one major reason for the numbers on the overachievement we see this year, and especially this quarter. So the diversification is really the driver for us for the next 5 years.
But I want to ask you about the euro, because of course, around 45% of your sales are within Europe, but you're big in America, you're big in Asia. In the third quarter, the euro rose. How are you coping with the rising euro? Are you getting to a level 140 against the dollar where you're starting to worry?
Well, first of all, it's an old story, because if you look at on the last 5 years, we had this front win for the last 5 years, so it's not the last quarters. What we have always noticed is that we are very well hedged, and there is barely no effect on the EPS for Dassault Systems because of the revenue structure versus the cost structure. So in some way, it's not very relevant when it comes to our business. However, the Japan yen was a key factor in the past, and of course that's
very quickly, because time's running up, Bernard. Two political questions. One, a lot of strikes going on in France. A, does it affect your business? Two, do you support Sarkozy?
Well, first, it does not affect our business at all. I think the companies we serve are global companies. They do work with many, many companies around the world. So there is really no effect. I think this is over.
Do you support Sarkozy or not, raising the retirement age?
I think it's very important to do the reforms we are doing, and I do support the fact that those reforms are being done.
And Angela Merkel, EU leaders meet today. She wants to change the treaties, rip them up to protect the euro. Do you have any concerns about the durability of the euro with what's happening in Greece, Spain, Portugal? Are you worried about the euro as a man who's at the center of Europe and as a global business as well? Do you have concerns?
I don't think there are ways back. I think it's only way forward, and I think euro is so essential for companies to work together to really create a unified market for all companies. I'm speaking about unified market like America or even in big countries in Asia. So I think there is no way back, but every countries have their own political issues, and I think their own comments related to that. And frankly speaking, on the financial aspect of the world, there are really new regulations required. But aside of that, the business is going on.
Bernard Chalez, thanks very much for joining us today.